Hi guys, I'm back out again at a camp location in Harwood Forest, dropping off some gear and checking on a trail camera that's been here for a few weeks. Change the batteries and swap out the memory card, see if there's any strange goings on. And behind every tree lurks the coronavirus, just waiting to pounce on anyone self-isolating in the wilderness, miles from another human being. I had some biscuits hanging up. They've been taken. Well, the bag's been ripped open and the biscuits are gone. And also left a couple of sweets in their wrappers. Now, they wouldn't have given off any scent of the chocolate, but something's took them, and I think it could be a squirrel or a mouse or something like that. The trail camera batteries are flat. I don't usually use a trail camera in the woods. Well, I used to. I used to use a trail camera here a lot, but all I was picking up was wildlife, you know, the usual wildlife in the area, foxes, deer. A while back, I picked up something really unusual. I had the trail camera on the edge of the forest, and it was, you know, it's in a place where it was quite windy, so the camera was just, the motion detector was switching it on all the time. So I had hundreds of pictures on the memory card, and it captured an object. It was clearly above the ground in the sky, but it was in the distance behind one of the trees, so it couldn't have triggered the trail camera. It's been a pure coincidence that it captured the image. The object was stationary, there was no motion blur. If it had been passing, you know, it left a motion trail, a blur on the camera. So it was obviously above the ground and suspended, stationary. Don't know what it is or what it was. I'll leave a link for you guys to download it if you want to have a peek and perhaps, you know, tell me what you think it is, because it could have a perfectly logical explanation and I just don't know what to make of it. Well, I'm back out. It's been a couple of weeks since I was last here. I'm going to have a good look around, find somewhere to build a camp, check on the trail camera. I did find out what was taking the biscuits, and it was mice. It was probably a daft thing to do, hang food from the tree, because it just attracts the rodents. I've got a bag hidden with all my gear in, it's starting to get damaged. So that's one of the reasons why I always leave surplus gear, things that's cheap, that I won't miss if they go missing. Harwood Forest is quite a young plantation, and although it's mainly Sitka spruce, there are other trees in here. And every now and again I come across one that's been outgrown, outcompeted by the much faster growing Sitka spruce. It's almost as if they've bullied their way past it and it just can't get the light. And I can't see any of its leaves on the ground. Looks like it's possibly died. Help might be on the way, because in a few years' time the trees will be cut down to make garden sheds and fences, and the trees will get a chance to, you know, regenerate. Right, I'm going to build a shelter, but it's going to be nothing elaborate. I mean, you can build a cabin in the woods and there's nothing wrong with that if you enjoy that sort of thing, but it's very sheltered, there's no wind, and I think something really substantial isn't needed. So all I'm going to do is build some kind of roof or canopy over a bivvy spot, because I like that style of camping. I've got an excellent hammock spot between the two trees, which, you know, on occasion I may do. I prefer, as you probably know, a simple style of camping, which is the bivvy camp. I can come and go quite quickly, set up my camp, take it down, but also if I get freaked out, everything can just be chucked into me backpack and away, you know, within seconds. So that's why I like that, because when I'm on my own I do get a little bit freaked out. Not very often, but there's always that chance. So the tools I'm going to use today Although this, I carry on me all the time, and a small saw is great for small jobs. This is just for survival, you know, or emergency use. But a small saw is good for small projects, but a large saw is good for large and small projects. And it's no good pussyfooting around, guys. I know a little folding saw is ideal, and I have forgot it. This will bounce off small diameter branches because of the teeth, you know, it's got to get a hold. And if the diameter of the branch is too thin, it bounces off. So I have forgot my folding saw, but I wouldn't rely just on a folding saw. Something like this is going to make easy work of any project, large or small. This stuff here, it's about £10 for 100 metres. It's like a paracord equivalent. It doesn't have the 7 inner strands, and unless you have an actual need for the 7 strands, you know, like making traps, snares, that sort of thing, fishing line, you know, brilliant in a survival situation, but you don't need it. This stuff is ideal, 100 metres, for general purpose, you know, bushcraft, put my teeth back in, I'll leave. Take 2. For general purpose bushcraft projects, this is ideal, but I got something better. This stuff I got from Lidl's a couple of months ago. It's like paracord, it's about the same thickness, I think 3 or 4 mil. I think it was about £8 for 160 metres. It's only 20 kilograms breaking strain, but you know, if it's just for lashings on a shelter, who cares? It's cheap and cheerful. It doesn't have, it has like a white inner. Don't know how, not sure how well you can see that. It's just cheap, you know. It's just for, it's utility cordage, that's all it is. This stuff, it's almost like bales twine, you know, what the farmers used to, you know, wrap their hay bales up. You can get that, and that's a cheap option as well. But this, it's recycled plastic as well, it's polypropylene twine, 25 kilogram breaking strain. I think it's 1,400 metres. Guess how much I paid for that? Fiver on eBay. You know, I was so impressed with it. I got 2 rolls, and it was like £5.25 for a roll, but if you bought 2, you got it like for a tenner. 2 rolls for a tenner, free delivery. So 8, that's 2,800 metres of cordage. That'll probably last me a lifetime for shelter building. Got the main bit of wood cut that goes across the front of the shelter, and I've got it held up with cordage just temporarily so I can get it level, and I want it high enough so I can walk under and not bang my head. And I'm just going to make a lean-to. I think that's just the most simplest way. It's a bit fiddly because I've left all the branches on here and I should have chopped them off. Right guys, I've got the main bit of wood up and I've got it lashed to the tree with a square lashing on both sides. The cordage is only rated for 20 kilograms breaking strain, but you know, when you wrap around a few times it gives it more strength, so there's no harm in that. Like I says, guy, you don't have to use paracord, not for jobs like this, not for wild camping in the woods. Well, I'm running out of light now. I'm going to call it a day. I just need to tie the wood down, lash it down, but the structure's more or less the way I want it. It just needs a little bit of fine tuning here and there. I will need to level the bottom off to lie on because it's on a bit of a slope. It's not flat. I might even build a raised bed, I don't know yet. Depends if I can get the wood, because I need quite thick bits, you know. And I haven't really seen any dead standing like thick enough around here at the minute, so never mind. That's about it. It's been a few weeks since I was last here doing my shelter building and nothing's been touched, which isn't a surprise because I am in the middle of nowhere. What I did notice on the way in was a massive tree had been snapped at the top. It is possible that if the wind does get up, the tops of the trees are going to snap over, but there hasn't been any heavy snow up here, and the tree isn't the highest tree, and it looks healthy. You know, you would have thought the highest tree would be more susceptible to wind damage, but it's a strange one. And on the way in as well, I found an old stump that had a stick stuck in the top. That was near the path, that, and it could be, I'll play devil's advocate, somebody's, you know, wandered in slightly and stuck the stick in the stump, but because it was only about 100 metres from the track. But what's the likelihood of that? Right, I'm going to get on with the shelter build, because if I don't, I'm going to get nowhere. I'll take you guys along and show you what I've done. I think I've got enough wood, so what I think I'll do now is tie them down. I'm tying the last one now and I've got a bit of a knack to it, so I'll show you how I'm doing it. I'm doing a timber hitch, but I'm leaving like a tag. The thing is, it's very slick, and I think if I just did a clove hitch it might slip. So what I'm doing is timber hitch, and I'm wrapping it around 5 times, sometimes 4 times, just, you know, I don't think it's too crucial. I don't think these are going to move. So I've gone around about 5 times there with the square lashing. Now I'll do the fraps, pull it really tight, and I'll wrap that round about the same, about 4 to 5 times. And at the back I'm just tying a half hitch just to lock it in, feel it binding down. And then I've got this tag at the front from before, and I just, you know, couple of overhand knots just to tie it off. I've just got to go along with a knife and cut the tags off, dress it up, tie it up a little bit, cut off the sharp bits of wood because I went along with the axe and I just did a rough job and I don't want to hold my tarps. Well, I finally got it finished, but it's rough and ready. It's not perfect, it'll need a little bit of tweaking, but I've got the tarps on, it's waterproof, and it's a start anyway. It can be fine tuned the next time I'm here, but I'm losing the light, so I'm not staying much longer. I'll give you a quick look around and show you what I've done. I've got the 9x6 tarp and also the army basher. It's high enough so I can walk under, I can sit under and also sleep and cook under. It's just the right size. It was the most simplest setup. I could have gone for something a bit more elaborate, but I thought, nah, it's just something quick and easy. But saying that, it hasn't been quick because I've tried to film a lot of it and it takes longer than you actually think. So the next time I'm here, it'll be more refined and I'll probably give you a better look around on how I've done things. So I'm just going to get packed away, guys, and head off home. And hopefully the next time you see us, it'll be a wild camp. Get out and do a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Hi guys, I'm back out. This time I'm doing a wild camp. I wasn't going to film much. I've got a few little jobs to do and I wanted to get that out of the way because filming does slow us down. But I've been a little bit freaked out because I found another tea break. I found another tree break, and this one is only about 15 meters from my camp. The one I showed you previously is about 15-20 meters the other side. But I never noticed this the last time I was here. We've had no high winds. I would have noticed this because I always have a good look around. But that's not a particularly high tree, is it? Compared to the rest of them, that has been snapped, that. It's been about, I don't know, a couple of weeks since I was last here. And I'm here for the night. And I'm really excited. My hackles on my necks on end and I'm not going home. I even said, look, if that's a warning, let us know and I'll go. We'll find out tonight when it gets dark if there's any more tree breaks or signs. The wind might have done it and I missed it last time, but look, not far from my camp, and we'll go over to the other break. Just give you an idea of like where it is. It's like breaks to the front of my camp and to the rear. So there you go, that one's just behind. Actually, I need to check on that to see if anything's moved. I mean, I didn't mention it the last time because I never really thought about it until I got home and looked at the footage. You've got an older break which has been placed on top of the more recent break. I've got all my tools hanging up there. I left notches so everything's hanging nice. I'm not leaving nothing on the bottom because they'll get damp and you know the steel will start to rust, so everything's got a nice place, a nice hanging spot. Other side, got my bag, camera gear, food. So as you can see, I still need to do a little bit of organisation. I mean, I just got here and I just basically got on with the tripod building. I want to build a shelf, a bushcraft shelf somewhere, because I've got a field recorder and I want to like, because it will rain at some point and I want it off the ground as well, but I'm just buzzing, guys, absolutely buzzing. Right, I'm not going to waffle, I'm going to get on with me building, and if there's anything that's worth filming, I'm sure you guys will get to see it when I see it. Get out and do a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense, you know it makes sense. We'll try a whoop first there. Whoop! I haven't got the field recorder running, I should wait for later to do all that. I've got the lav mic, and the lav mic's when you're going to pick me up, nothing else. But take my words for it, guys, there was definitely strange activities in this forest, honestly. And this is the best I've ever had. The last couple of camps with Andy Wardle and with Christopher, and now this, it promises to be a really good paranormal wild camp, whatever you want to call it. And I'm just pleased you guys have come along for the adventure. And the field recorder will be over there. Maybe it's about 10 metres from my camp. I do snow, so it has to be a little bit far away. Well, not too far. Just knocked up in about 20 minutes. Nothing fancy, guys. Just a quick shelf knocked up in the woods, with a bit of a canopy over the top. And that can just be left here. Starting to get dark now, guys, so I'm losing the light. And I'm in my bivvy tonight. I was going to put a hammock up, but I've got stuff hanging off the trees, and I thought it's going to rain. The hammock that I've got, the small hammock, isn't that comfortable, and I thought I'll just lie in the bottom. I'm used to it. And that's my tripods that I made. H.G. Wells would be proud. It looks like someone off War of the Worlds. And what I did was I got one of them 1/4 inch connectors, that like camera connectors, that fits into the light, and I just lashed it onto a stick and then lashed the stick onto the tripod. Homemade hobo bushcraft forest tripods, whatever you want to call them. But 2 of my batteries are flat. I mustn't have charged them, so I've got 2 more batteries, one for each light, so I don't know how long they will last. And I'm going to be sitting there and I'm going to be cooking there. Chicken curry. I just love it. It's just easy to make, simple, and it's delicious. Why make life hard for yourself? So that's it, guys. Wait for it to get dark. And I've got a few sticks in there to extend the burn, but also to raise the wax burner off the bottom. I think that's gone, you know, gone off the smoke. Oh no, it hasn't. That big pot doesn't quite fit the stove. The small pot does. I've got a couple of tent pegs in, and the small one fits in just lovely, but this one doesn't. And it's starting to get really cold now. I'm not going to light a fire. For a start, I haven't gathered any wood. I could get one going quite easily, but you know, I've got a feeling that if I set a fire away, I'll be in my sleeping bag in a couple of hours anyway. The sound of the fire, the crackles and the, you know, the noise of the fire will interfere with the field recorder, and I want no sound. It's actually eerily quiet. There's very little wind. I've put 2 buddy burners in there just to give it a boost. I'm just hoping that I hear something unusual. I hope I get some activity and so I can record it, get some evidence for you guys, because the last couple of times I've been here, I have experienced some really strange things. You know, if you watched my previous videos, you'll know. Heating quite nicely. I think 2 might have been too much actually. Once I get a hold. I know I'm going to get black soot. Look at that. Black soot all the way around the pot. Not good if you ingest that. I'm actually getting quite a bit of heat off that stove. Wish I lit a fire now. Ah, that's too hot. Burn my lips off. I'm liking the idea of a fire. And look what's happening. All the bloody all the smoke's going all out on the ash and that. What can I say up to now then? Now it's happened. Now strange has happened other than the breaks in the trees. Apart from that, I haven't heard or seen anything unusual. But, you know, I haven't set the field recorder away. I think what I'll do is I'll have this cup of coffee. The field recorder usually runs for about 12 hours before the memory card fills up. So what I'll do is I'll probably wait till about 7 o'clock the night, something like that, and set it away so it runs continuous till it gets late in the morning. If I press that, it'll now be recording. I can hear the blackbirds singing. And other birds as well. It's beautiful. I love this time of night, but it is that transition between, you know, daylight and darkness. And I'm just gonna sit here, finish my coffee, and just see if I can see or hear anything unusual. It is now dark, so we're going to try some wood knocks. It's eerily quiet, no wind. Right, I think we'll try a whoop. Whoop! I can't do a howl. I'll try another whoop. Whoop! Whoop! Right, what I'll do now is I'm going to switch everything off and sit in the dark and just listen and try and get my night vision back. Takes about 20 minutes. You know, see if I can see any lights. I may even see a UFO. And perhaps tidy this place up a bit, because it's an absolute pigsty. That's my bed for the night, all ready to jump in. I've got all my gear at the very rear of the shelter, because that basher isn't leaking, whereas this tarp here, it does leak. It's just very small pinholes, and you know, it doesn't really matter too much because I'm in the bivvy, but I didn't want to be leaving out here. That's kind of get wet and get damaged. I'm not going to film anything more. I might turn it on later when I'm lying in my bag. If I hear something and I want to share what I hear or what I see, I'll let you know. But for now, I'm just going to sign off and catch you all a bit later. Get out and do it a while camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense. Well, I've just woken up. It's a beautiful spring morning. Blue skies, it's a bit breezy and it's a little bit chilly as well, and I just don't want to get out my sleeping bag. I'm just so cosy. But I'm going to have to make a start and get stuff packed away. I didn't really hear anything last night, but saying that, I went to bed and I kind of went to sleep more or less straight away. I was tired because I never stopped yesterday, just building stuff. It was perfect for recording as well. There was no wind. There was a little bit of rain through the night, but not enough to spoil the audio recording. Right, I'm packed up and I'm ready to go. I just thought I'd share my thoughts with you on last night. The camera lights, I knew I charged all 4 batteries, but 2 of them were showing low. I thought that was a bit strange. In this morning I tried them again and they're fine. So 2 of my batteries were drained, but they're now okay today. That's a bit strange. I'll not know about any of the audio until I go home and review it on the computer. you'll probably get to hear it and see it before I do. But it's been a really nice camp. I've really enjoyed it. Woke up to the beautiful breeze, bit chilly, bit nippy like, beautiful blue skies, and the light through the trees is stunning. I've been wandering around getting some photographs as well. I've had a good start this morning. I had mackerel and prawn flavoured noodles, you know, what a combination that was. Quite nice actually. A nice fishy breakfast. I'm taking my rubbish away, and that's about it guys. I'll get away, and I'll see you all on the next one. Get out and do a bit of wild camping. You know it makes sense. You know it makes sense.